Hello, my name is Ilona and today is Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. And I'm going to do it a little bit differently because there is something I want to take a look at in this video that I haven't looked at in my Dutch video. In my Dutch video, I started with some nonsense news and this is just incredible. They're back, the balloons in Taiwan. There were 6 balloons detected. You know, those gigantic balloons that were also flying around America and Canada quite some time ago. These gigantic things to spy on people, because that's the most efficient way to spy, because no one is going to notice that one. Gigantic balloon that's floating on the wind. There's no wind, it's just going to drop out of the sky or something like that. And of course, this time around, they again put Made in China on the balloon, so they knew right away it were Chinese balloons, just like in America and Canada. It's just amazing to me. I already mentioned this the last time I'd spoken about this. This is such an incredible nonsense, really, that you're using that. They have cameras the size of a pin, you know, a needle, so small, so incredibly small. Yeah, they're going to send these gigantic balloons. No one's going to see those. Sorry. It's going to get crazier. I have a feeling it's going to get even more crazy. But at least, well, they still had some balloons left apparently in China somewhere. And they were like, you know what, we're just going to send 6 of them to Taiwan. Why not? Anyway, there was also something interesting happening yesterday that I shared information from Sputnik International, which is like a Russian media company. And they, of course, have all these branches around the world. That mentioned there was this suspicious package in The Hague near the parliament. And the very strange thing was I couldn't find anything on the Dutch media. So this is a Russian media company that is actually, that comes out with this news. And apparently in the Netherlands, everyone is quiet. So I thought that maybe I made a mistake or something, but somebody sent something to me. And it was clearly true. There was actually a message from the police unit on X, Twitter, mentioning that they found a package. So it's just strange to me. I couldn't find anything in the Dutch media anywhere. At least, something like small regional newspaper mentioned it, but nothing in like the big newspapers. So it's just interesting. It still baffles me. So I might look at it some other time, but it was just interesting to me. And the thing I looked at in the Dutch video was about all these things happening with trains yesterday. We also had a storm, but in Amsterdam, things got shut down. Electricity got completely shut down. Well, the rest of the Netherlands, there was no issue whatsoever. It was very interesting to me to find out what was that about. And later on, yesterday evening, there were no trains in Utrecht. And Utrecht is very important train station. It's like a massive train station. So there were no trains there. There was all kinds of things happening there as well. So I looked at the the cards. What was that about? And I think they were clearing things. There was some clearing to do. And it's most likely going to happen again around the world, or in the Netherlands. We're going to have more of those issues. That it's done probably under the ground as well. And probably certain puppets are being removed. That's the feeling I've got and what I got from my cards. The thing I wanted to talk about here, first of all, I'm going to use my small cards because I want to use all my cards when I'm going to look at a topic I didn't look at in the Dutch video and I really want to look at in this video. But first of all, the thing was about Queen Maxima, Queen of the Netherlands. And of course, if things are very Dutch oriented, I'll leave it in a Dutch video. But I'm sure other people will know Queen Maxima. She was also at the World Economic Forum in Davos, talking about the digital idea, because she's also from the United Nations. So she has a double role. And there was a lot of controversy going on now because she was talking about the digital identity and how good that will be, because then we'll know who has gotten the sting and who hasn't gotten the sting. She actually mentioned that. So a lot of people were not very happy about that. And I've also shared some articles about the role she isn't supposed to play, especially because she's the Queen of the Netherlands. And it's really just a ceremonial, at least that's how they pretend it is. And obviously they have a lot of political influences and they're part of the dark energies and things like that. But, you know, to just work with what the public knows is this is just ceremonial. And, you know, our king, Willem, he dropped all the duties he had for the United Nations when he became king. So it's very strange that she as queen is still doing these things and being so open about it. And she was also part of the, I've talked about this, there were some lessons here for like kids at school with, you know, concerning very mature topics. I can't specifically say, but I'm sure you understand. Very teaching them about these things, and she was actually part of that as well. So Queen Maxima is very involved in all those things. So she's something. So I just wanted to take a look at the energy of what was going on there and what was said, obviously. And the energy I've got is, we've got the sun. So I'm just going to, because it's a smaller card, the sun. That is the card above. The central card is the Ace of Swords. We have the Seven of Wands in the past. We've got the King of Pentacles underneath the Ace of Swords. And we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Swords for the future, for what's going on, this entire energy around Maxima. And to me, it feels like this is purposely done to bring this, you know, shine light on it, bring truth out. Because a lot of people are reacting towards this and a lot of people are reading about this because it is concerning Queen Maxima. So this has a lot of influence. And also the fact that she's talking about digital identity, that one of our state of secretary, I think that would be the correct term, although I'm not staatssecretaris. I think it is the same term in English, state of secretary of state. She went over and signed the digital identity, but the parliament didn't want that happening. So that happened behind the back of the parliament here in the Netherlands. So again, that's being brought out in the open as well. So a lot of people are reacting towards this. And especially, well, we have the King of Pentacles, doesn't necessarily mean a male, but I do believe there is someone here in a politician, a male politician, very behind this, bringing this, of course, on X and really talking about this as well. So more people will, you know, hear about this, and especially about this digital identity. And really, it is terrifying if they know if you're, you know, stinked or not, and all the ramifications that has. So this is just going to get things moving and create resistance, especially with the Knight of Swords. People are not going to take this, and that's exactly the intention, I think, behind this. Showing people things, you know, letting them see what's really going on and how all these things are connected. Where does she get, you know, the authority to just talk about it as Queen of the Netherlands? You know, she is not supposed to talk about these things. So this is going to be very interesting. So we'll see what's coming out of this, but just shining a light on this and the fact that digital identity, people are talking about it, speaking about this, and that is very, very important. So the, let's see, what's the best thing I could do now? Probably the topic I wanted to talk about in this video. So I'm going to shuffle the cards, and that is something very interesting. I just wanted to see the energy of this. This is on the Gateway Pundit. And this is about professor and expert voting J. Halderman hacks into Dominion machine in court on Friday in Georgia in front of Judge Totenberg, using only a pen from the defense team, by the way, to change the vote totals. So this just happened. He showed how easily you can fool around with that. And this is just very interesting. I wasn't even aware about this, but apparently in June 2023, the Federal District Court for the Northern District of Georgia unsealed the 96-page Haldeman report. The Georgia Secretary of State, Brett Raffensperger, had been hiding this report from the public for 2 years. Far left judge Amy Totenberg, that's apparently the same judge he showed it to, sealed and covered up the results of the investigation of these machines and sat on the report until this week. So again, they're trying to really push this away and that people are not seeing this. So apparently this got back into court and he just showed with a pen from the defense team how easily you can fool this. And now there's more attention to it. Gateway Pundit are showing this. I think Steve Bannon also talked about this. So people are starting to hear about this. So I just wanted to see what the energy is behind this. What's going on now with the machine and showing this. And that it's going to get out now. Is it going to be suppressed again? I'm just going to see what the energy will be. Let's see. Again, we have the the King of Pentacles. Let's see. We have the Sun for the central card. We have the Fool in the past. We've got the World card underneath the Sun card. We've got the Magician. These are already 4 major arcana cards. And we have the Page of Wands. This is from the White Hats. This is going to be, this is shining the light. This is getting people ready for, new energies, new world, ending this cycle. This is so important that it's being brought forth, and they'll try to push it down. It's not going to happen anymore, especially not with the Sun. The light is shining on what is happening. I think there's a force behind it. I think Haldeman, most likely, the King of Pentacles, showing things, he showed how it's done with a pen. A pen. So I think this is shown. This is very important for major arcana cards. So this is White Hats energy. This is purposely done to bring people awareness, bring them back into their power, have something completely different, a different voting system, especially for November 2024, because they wanted to use it again in Georgia. That's why they want to get rid of these machines in Georgia. That's why this is going on, this court case. And this is just bringing more and more attention to this. And this is so important. I think this will shake up things. And this will help ultimately in changing the system in 2024. Kind of have to wonder if it's going to have an effect, around, the USA in every state. But this is going to get more and more attention. This is what is this about, shining light, just like with Maxima, the Queen of the Netherlands. It's shining light so people can hear about it and it will move things. But especially this is so important. So this is actually going to lead to other things. I do believe that they won't be able to suppress this anymore. And the people that are trying to suppress this aren't looking great. Especially, what was his name? Brett Raffensperger, trying to hide this report for 2 years. And of course, Judge Amy Totenberg isn't looking great either when she tried to reseal it again. So this is just coming out, and this is very important, especially the timing is in a way perfect that this is happening now. So I do think this will lead to changes. The last thing I wanted to show, let's see. Oh, there was another card. Yeah, this one. I will show my little cards, of course, again, because for the shoveling, I needed all my cards. So this is for the coming week. We've got the Knight of Swords. We've got the 5 of Wands. And we have the World card. So it's going to be very hectic, a lot of resistance, a lot of strife this week. I think we're going to hear a lot of things and it just keeps on going. But this is to bring in the new energy and ending certain things as well. And of course, today in New Hampshire, there's voting going on, of course, for the Republican candidate. I do believe Mr. T will be the candidate. But we'll just have to wait and see because there's some strange messages from Alexander Soros. That was a little strange and on the nose, I must say. You can look it up on Telegram. I'm not even going to mention it. It was very odd. And of course, there are still a lot of, rumors or things going on. Maybe something will happen with Mr. T. I don't believe there will be. I think he is well protected. But they might try something. I do believe that New Hampshire will show up for Mr. T. So something very drastic has to happen before the dark energies will be capable of changing that. I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll of course have to wait and see, but there's a lot of strife going on, a lot of resistance going on, fighting going on. So it's going to be a hectic week. And for the energy for this week, we have the 10 of Cups, the Lover's card, and we have the 7 of Pentacles. So this is the advice for this week, and I think it's very important that we really start to connect with ourselves, connect with other people, make choices from the heart. I think that's the most important thing we really need to do. I've also getting messages from people that, I fully understand that don't see it anymore. They're like, this is taking way too long, but this is going on for centuries. You have to really understand that this has been going on for so long. And it's not going to be fixed in like, a few months, so to speak. I do believe that we're going to see a lot of changes this year, but we'll have to wait and see. And it's also up to us. If we start choosing from our heart, if we start connecting with ourselves, with our intuition, with God, with our soul, we will change things. We will bring in those new energies that are already there. We just have to start manifesting them. That's up to us. And it will be, we need to be patient with ourselves, patient with, the entire process that we're in. So many things are now coming up. I can see it in my own life. Very deep things that need to be, felt through, that need to be healed. This is really the time to do that. And to also pick a lane. Which way do you want to focus on? Which timeline do you want to be on? Of course, focus on positive things, but also look up the negative things that come up so you can start healing them. We need to balance those things out. If there are a lot of messages or things you see that, make you feel like you have no control, feel powerless, see where this comes from, this feeling of powerless, or this feeling of, what comes up, what triggers you. Try to heal it and also step away from those messages, protect your own energy. It is up to us to do that. And also really focus on what you want. Start creating what you truly want. Start focusing on that. That is what we are supposed to do. That's our task. So this is for the coming week. I'd like to leave it at this and hope to see you in another video. Bye.